Ay. OD, 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 OD.
What's up? It's your girl, El Shaddai, with the news as it happens. I just need to come on here and introduce you to somebody. I recently just saw a video of poor crying Greta, who made a speech. Actually, it wasn't a speech. It was, but she more yelled at the United Nations, which, hey, you know, I'd like to do that too here. But whoa, whoa, whoa. Talk about a young girl who's 16 years old, who has been bamboozled, brainwashed, screwed over, and this is what our schools are teaching our children. That's why mine are in homeschool, okay? That's probably why yours should be too, okay? I see that most of you ignored my video about the commercial of the back to school. You guys should have probably taken a look at what commercials they're putting for our children going back to school. You might want to take a minute to review that. Anyways, as I was coming across this little speech by this young Greta at the United Nations, I thought to myself,
and there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Without further ado, we're going to go ahead, and if you haven't seen this yet, I would like to introduce you. I would like to introduce you, if I could get it to the beginning here, to Miss Greta.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean.
And I'll pause that right there. Yes, Greta, you should be back in school, actually learning the truth instead of being groomed by leftist communists.
Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you?
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet, I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
For more than 30 years, the science has been crystal clear. How dare you continue to look away and come here saying that you're doing enough when the politics and solutions needed are still nowhere in sight? You say you hear us and that you understand the urgency. But no matter how sad and angry I am, I do not want to believe that. Because if you really understood the situation and still kept on failing to act, then you would be evil, and that I refuse to believe.
So that was a fucking lie.
The popular idea of cutting our emissions in half in 10 years only gives us a 50% chance of staying below 1.5 degrees and the risk of setting off irreversible chain reactions beyond human control. 50% may be acceptable to you, but those numbers do not include tipping points, most feedback loops, additional warming hidden by toxic air pollution, or the aspects of equity and climate justice. They also rely on my generation sucking hundreds of billions of tons of your CO2 out of the air with technologies that barely exist. So a 50% risk is simply not acceptable to us, we who have to live with the consequences. To have a 67% chance of staying below a 1.5 degrees of global temperature rise, the best odds given by the IPCC, The world had 420 gigatons of CO2 left to emit back on January 1st, 2018.
I'm not even sure she really knows what that means.
Today, that figure is already down to less than 350 gigatons.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
How dare you pretend that this can be solved with just business as usual and some technical solutions? With today's emissions levels, that remaining CO2 budget will be entirely gone within less than 8.5 years.
Oh, shit. Here we go again. And I've decided that I want to die.
There will not be any solutions or plans presented in line with these figures here today, because these numbers are too uncomfortable, and you are still not mature enough to tell it like it is.
And that's a fact.
You are failing us. But the young people are starting to understand your betrayal. The eyes of all future generations are upon you. And if you choose to fail us, I say we will never forgive you.
So I'm gonna pay you $100 to fuck off.
All right, so that was Greta, and the poor girl has been duped, has been tricked by the leftist education system.
We've been tricked, we've been backstabbed, and we've been quite possibly bamboozled.
I feel sad for her, but she is quite the actress, and I think for her acting skills, we should give her a hand. Good job, Greta. Good job. All right, this is your girl, El Shaddai, with the news as it happens. And you know what I'm going to say, right? I'm out.